Welcome to a new episode of Two Sober Girls Podcast. We're so thrilled to be here with our new friend Nicki at Cafe 11, which is honestly, we're here all the time. It's my second home. Before we jump in, a little bit about Nicki, and thank you for having us, by the way.
Thank you for having me.
We're psyched. Okay, so Nicki is a former school counselor turned stay-at-home mama, the hardest job around. She is the owner of Cafe 11 and 11 Jiu-Jitsu with her amazing husband, Chris. Chris, where are you next time?
Chris is a busy
Next
guy,
time,
but
Chris.
we love you, Chris, and I'm holding down the fort.
You're going to be great. Nicki, you love yoga, you're an animal lover, and you are all things wellness like us. You just love, and this is the perfect space. We're going to talk about the recovery room. And you have been, okay, everyone brace yourself, Sober Sally since 21, which when I heard that, I was like, I can't believe it. So we're so excited to talk about how that has been for you at such a young age to go through this world that's saturated with alcohol. Without it.
I know. I was, like I said, I was shocked when, I heard you girls want to have me on because I'm like, I wish I had a super cool story. I used to tell people like, oh yeah, I used to party with Lindsay in Paris and that's why, it was a little rough. But no, I don't have that story because my story really is I don't drink because of health reasons. I found out at a very young age. My dad thought it was ridiculous. He's like, you're crying like they just told you, God forbid you had, a terminal illness or something when I found out. But, you're 20 years old and you're about to turn 21. This is the time where you're like, this stuff's about to get fun, but for me, it still was fun, and I'll talk about all that. But yeah, I don't drink because I have this funky thing. It's a inactive enzyme in my liver that it's poison to me. I can't process it. It's like a hangover times a million. The few times I would drink when I was younger, I would just think that it was normal, but I would get so sick. And then I told you last time I talked to you, I had a night when I was 20 years old, before a party with a friend, drinking vodka out of a water bottle. That could have literally killed me that night. I had to go to the emergency room. And the doctor basically told my parents, thank God you brought her here because it's like playing Russian roulette with your life. You don't know when's gonna be too much. To me, it's literally toxic. I know it's toxic to everyone, but it's like I literally can't process it. I get so sick. So I'm like, yeah, not a fun story, but I swear I'm still a fun person. I was always everyone's DD and, and I got into yoga and juicing and I'm happy just like that. You don't need it.
Of course you are fun. And I think that's the biggest lie we're sold. People say that you need alcohol to have fun. And, I get that at that age, you're excited to be an adult and do all of the things, but you were not missing out. I hope you know that,
right.
And I do want to get into that because we like to cover all different ways that people get sober. Mine was a lifestyle choice. We just had a conversation with somebody here. He also just chose not to drink.
Right.
Erinn had to go to rehab and she needed that extra help and it's okay.
Right.
But I think, as long as we are meeting here and having this conversation about how amazing this lifestyle is. And just so for you guys, I pulled up some info about, your condition. So there's a gene called ALDH2.
Yes.
That makes it hard for the body to process alcohol.
Right.
And instead of breaking it down, it builds up toxins that cause flushed face, fast heartbeat, and nausea. Basically, your body.
Really fun stuff.
Yeah. Your body's like, no way. And so it's wild, but it's also amazing because it's like your body's literally protecting you. And, I would look at it as a gift. Initially,
that's exactly how I look at it now. I always tell everyone I'm going to have the sexiest, hottest liver because my liver's been barely touched with alcohol,
Right. And I think that's the great reframe. But I want to sort of take it back. So you are 20, 21, you learned this. What was that initial thought process? And also, how did you get to this point knowing that it is a gift? And how did you get through life, with friends drinking and things like that? Did you end up making friends that are not, don't drink? How did that work out for you?
Yeah, so I think how I said it, the initial when I heard that from the doctor after they did extensive blood work for me after that experience where I literally almost died in my 20s from drinking. I kept saying to my mom, I want to go to bed. And the doctor said, thank God you didn't let her go to bed because there's times people have this in college and their friends are like, let them sleep it off. And then the kid sleeps it off and they don't wake up, So they're the best thing my parents did was bring me to the ER that night to help me. But initially I was upset, as a kid and everybody's just, starting to drink already and party and you think you're going to be able to go to the bars and all this stuff. But I don't know. I got over it fast. Like, I don't know if that's
Did you
just
still
who
go to bars?
I did. I grew
Yeah.
up with friends who are all drinkers. Like, I'm a millennial. My husband graduated West Virginia, which is like the #1 party school ever. I mean, I went and visited West Virginia with him later in life.
So he
I
met
didn't
you
drink.
when you were sober,
Yeah.
basically.
I went to middle school with my husband, so yeah, he knows
Okay.
me. I don't know, I have a lot of good people around me. I'm blessed that I've always had a lot of good people around me, and it didn't affect me. Like, most people didn't really bug me. My friends didn't bug me about it. Once in a while you get an annoying, no offense to boys, but like when you're younger, an annoying boy like that would try to, or one time I did have a bartender do something inappropriate, because I guess he was like trying to flirt with me. Like, he tried to like still send me a drink because he thought I was like not drinking just to like not drink for the night,
Right.
which that could have been like a legal
Scary.
thing if it, but I instantly sipped it and knew, you know? So once in a while you meet like, I don't know, a jerk who's gonna pressure you or
Right.
something, but like your friends at the end of the day are gonna respect
Don't
it.
be
Like,
a jerk.
This could literally kill you, you know? I'm not.
Yeah.
Don't be a jerk.
It's literally life or death for some people. And we
Yeah.
talk about this a lot. When somebody says no thank you to a drink, it should be that.
Right.
You don't know why
Exactly.
somebody is declining
And
a
then I have to
drink.
explain my whole spiel. It's like, leave me
No,
alone.
it's
My liver
annoying.
doesn't work right, you know? Give me a break.
No, and okay, so many things that you just shared, but isn't it wild how like you are explaining something. First of all, I think I got your extra enzymes. Like, I joked about this. I'm like, I got all of yours. You know, it's so wonderful. Like, thank God you're okay, and thank you, God. But you got to experience life the way it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Like in your youth, and never damaging your body.
Be
A
so
sexy
present,
liver.
like for everything, you know? Like, where I have friends who are like, I don't really remember like certain things that like I'll remember from high school and stuff, you know, like fun times. And I don't know, I'm a Gemini. I'm still pretty fun. I'd go out and dance and stuff still. I just want to go home to bed early usually.
No, but you're so. This is the thing is too. Nobody needs alcohol. Like, you are so magnificent. Your
Thank
energy
you.
is unbelievable. A sexy liver is sexy. Like, I
Yes.
wrote that down. I'm like, I love having a sexy liver. It is funny though that we're still like having to explain. I don't drink. I have this
Right.
condition.
It shouldn't be that way.
It's a neurotoxin. It's toxic to every human being, whether you have that enzyme or not. It's going to deteriorate your body, your liver, every organ. It's linked to cancer,
Right.
dementia, depression, rapidly aging you. So it's not sexy for anyone. So
100%.
Okay. So let's fast forward your mom years. You know, the mommy wine culture, definitely I subscribed to that for a long time. I was saturated in it. How did you navigate that as a young mom? Were there a lot of questions? Were there pressure then? Did it feel weird to be the only mom not drinking, or is that changing? Can you?
I feel like with the millennials, I keep saying, like, and you met my one friend the other day who doesn't drink. I have a lot of girlfriends who just don't drink because they don't like how they feel. Like, nobody wants to wake up the next morning with little kids and be hungover. So I don't think, again, it doesn't really affect me. I don't feel pressured from anybody. I feel like people, especially with young kids in the house, which, like, you know, I have a 2 and a 5-year-old, you know, nobody's really like out partying and drinking. Like, we like day activities.
Yeah.
And like, we're like grateful for, you know, an early night in, and mocktails too are like so cool now. Like, I have so many friends who just personally don't drink for wellness reasons, and you know, I am grateful for that it's like it's cool now to not drink, you know. Where I was younger, it seemed to be like the opposite way, but now it kind of just seems like, I don't know, everybody's figuring it out. And it's all over on
Callie sober friends. So like, I
Yeah.
know, like, and do you find more of that? Like, a lot of your friends smoke that are not, or whatever, that are
Yeah.
not drinking.
There's definitely some people that do that, and then some who do nothing for
Yeah.
for wellness reasons.
Right. I think, yeah, we all get to make that choice. And I think, you know, people land on our website possibly not even knowing that this is possible and available. And out there, it is very rare to have friends that don't drink. It's very rare
Yeah.
to go through life and, you know, not drinking. And the other fun fact you told us when we spoke earlier is that your dad and your sister are sober
Yes.
as a
Yes.
lifestyle choice.
Yeah, as
And
lifestyle choices. Yep.
again, that's another rare thing. So, like, I just want, you know, I have this concept of borrowing somebody's mindset, right? Like, we all get to, like, borrow, but, like, we first have to know, like, oh, it's like, how do you think about it? How do you feel about it? What have you learned? I mean, just having your dad and your sister not drinking and that being the norm compared to what's the norm in the world. Like,
Right.
what are your thoughts on it, and some takeaways, and perhaps some ways that you can guide somebody who wants to be that person that's sober in their family and perhaps their family isn't?
I think I'm grateful for presence. It's like the thing that comes to my mind, really. You are your most present self when you're not, inhibited by these other substances. So I feel like you're really getting the full picture of who someone is, when they're a non-drinker or substance user. So I think I'm just really grateful to get those versions of people that I love.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your kids are so lucky. Your kids are so lucky to get that version of you
Thank
all
you.
the time. I think that's the greatest gift we can give our children. Okay, let's talk about community. So we are all about building our sober community, sober network, and helping people live in the solution when you're not drinking. So what are you doing instead to regulate your mood, to boost your neurotransmitters? We're obsessed with brain health, gut health,
Right.
wellness. This space, Nicki, you have like 100 different solutions in this one space. Like this is why we're obsessed here, from the matcha we're drinking to the yoga, to the cold plunge, to the heat, to the jiu-jitsu. There are so many solutions and it's so readily available. So thank you first for like creating this space, because this helps more than I think you realize for people's mental health and mental well-being. And regardless of your relationship with alcohol, this space will make you a much more vibrant, healthier, more balanced, happier, better version of yourself. So curious, why this, like for you and Chris, and do you have your favorite thing that you do here?
So Chris is the jiu-jitsu guy. He could tell you guys all about the jiu-jitsu world. He loves jiu-jitsu. He's trained since he was a kid. He trained in Asbury Park jiu-jitsu with one of our good friends, Kevin Roddy, and he just loved jiu-jitsu so much. I feel he wanted to just bring it almost closer to us. So he partnered up with Kevin and Asbury, and like we have a great partnership with them where if you train there, you can train here. And he just really wanted to bring it up to by where we are because he loves jiu-jitsu so much and offer that to the community. And it really has just turned into this amazing place. And I do have to owe it all to Chris because it was his idea, but it is my happy place. I feel like it's my baby, and I'm so glad to be a part of it. Yoga, you mentioned, mental health, wellness, yoga. I was a school counselor. I'm also somebody who has experienced anxiety in my life. One of the first things a counselor ever told me was try yoga, and that's when I tried yoga in my 20s, and I never looked back. Another happy place for me, and now I get to experience all that right here.
Yeah,
So-
I have the same experience with yoga. Love it.
It's life-changing. I'm like, if everybody just did yoga, I think the world would be a way better place.
Do yoga and drink less and like drink a matcha. I think
Yes.
we would really get to some wild places together. Okay, so my thing, I'm really into the cold plunging now. And Michaela and I did it together.
It was your first time.
So cute, babe. We got to do it again together. I loved it.
Yeah.
I could do longer because you were with me. Anyway, Michaela's like a star. I was like, hold my hands. But the cold plunge, for my brain, I need that. And so the dopamine hit, I think it raises your dopamine 250 to 400%, depending upon how long you stay.
Right.
And dopamine is really boosted in the pursuit of the hard. So that hard thing of like sitting in the cold, which again, that translates to so much in life is hard. But if you can sit in the hard, face the hard, you get rewarded by this surge of dopamine versus the cheap dopamine of freaking alcohol, where it's a cheap, it's your brain kind of gets like this blast and then it depletes. It takes everything. And so I've been really leaning into your cold plunge. I'm loving the way it makes me feel. I'm loving how it makes me so focused. And it just gives me this, guys, you have to try it if you haven't yet, this sense of well-being and this focused energy that is better than anything that you could ever try to get in a drug and a drink. It's incredible. So the cold plunge, the yoga, the heat, the matcha that has the L-theanine and caffeine to really help our brain and focus. There's so many fantastic things that are 100 million times better than alcohol.
Right.
And it's not hard. It's just knowing that these are solutions. This is a lifestyle. We like to promote a lifestyle. Modern sobriety is all about a lifestyle and just kind of weaving this into your week. So I come here a couple times a week, and it has changed my life.
I love
And
that.
you just keep feeling better and better. And you can't believe you get to feel this good in your body without zero drugs,
Right,
because
you
you're
feel-
working with your brain's chemistry.
You feel better than alcohol could ever make you feel.
Yeah, and I think one of the things about cold plunging, and there's a bunch of women in our mastermind who like fell in love with it. They have their own, cold plunging station at their house and surprisingly love it. it's one of those things like you're in there and you cannot think of anything else.
Right.
And so your brain needs that pause from
breathing.
life, and you are just with yourself, breathing, feeling your body, and it's so refreshing. You just feel cleansed. So can you speak a little bit on, we just talked about like these sort of modalities are a great replacement for alcohol. Most people don't think of it that way. They just think of it as a thing they can be doing or perhaps should be doing. But how does that replace, cravings, or can you explain what the benefits are?
So, can we pause a minute?
I pulled up a little chat GBT on some of the
Yeah,
benefits. Okay. No, I got
I have to get
no.
No, there's so many. There's so many.
Chat GBT and me are best friends, and so I have this. Okay, so all right, so let's talk about we are matcha obsessed, and I know there's a reason. My brain craves the matcha. No, this is chat.
This is the part I want
Okay,
to talk
so
about.
again, that contains the L-theanine and caffeine, which gives you that calm, clean focus instead of the anxiety or jitters from coffee, and then we're going to watch that. It boosts alpha brain waves for relaxed alertness. Okay, you're boosting, oh, thanks, baby. You're boosting your brain waves. I wanted to say, when we were talking about this, why we reach for something outside of ourselves is because our brains are hungry. I think people don't understand that. We have really hungry brains, especially in this time and space. In our culture, we're depleted, and so we're looking to replenish, and we look for something that's cheap and easy, and everyone's doing it. It's gonna give you a quick hit, and then it's going to leave you wanting and yearning for so much more, and it's going to destroy you, versus the matcha, the cold plunge, the infrared heat, where it's really helping to heal your brain. We're talking about brain health is mental health, and I'm also, with the gut. Okay. So matcha, yoga. So yoga increases that GABA. And so the GABA is the calm neurotransmitter. And that's when I would always reach for that glass of red wine. Go heavy in yoga. It's going to give you that GABA that lasts, and you're going to boost your own supply so that your body is going to help you regulate on your own, versus that quick hit that's, again, going to give you a hit and then take it all. Let's see. And then the cold plunge I mentioned before. The cold plunge is wild, guys. And so it boosts dopamine up to 250 to 400%, creating lasting energy and motivation versus alcohol's short spike and crash. It reduces inflammation and cortisol, helping to reset stress responses hijacked by drinking. So that cortisol linked to cravings. And again, if you can get in there for 2 minutes, it will change your life. But the science behind these things is phenomenal. You just have to do it. You have to break up with alcohol and make some space on your calendar and come here and do things that are actually going to give your brain what it needs.
And it's even more than your brain too. Like the infrared is good for your heart, for weight loss. It's just overall, it's an overall wellness mecca. All of these things, right? Like the infrared, the cold plunge, your skin. I feel
amazing.
Glowy and tan after I come out of the infrared.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's going to places like this, and there's places like this, thankfully popping up all over the country. And literally just go on Google. You guys just opened, a couple years ago?
January 2024.
Right. So things are, shifting in society to be more wellness focused. You just have to look for it and support businesses. And one of the things I love about places like this is we can come and have matcha. Erinn and I will come and spend one time, the first time I came here, we spent the entire day. So we did yoga at 9:30. Then we went to the recovery room, did the cold plunge, did the sauna, then came here and worked. We had
have
our
a whole day here.
Sober Girls Mastermind Zoom call. So all day, and you're just flowing, instead of trying to figure out which restaurant to go to, and then you're kicked out in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
so
a community
over
thing too. Yeah.
but I'm so over going out and lunch with people. I want to move my body. I want to learn something new.
Right.
I want to connect. I want to focus on my wellness. I want to walk away knowing that I've invested in myself, not just my stomach.
Right.
You know what I mean? The whole thing. So I love that. I want to pivot a little bit to, you mentioned that you've known your husband since you guys were in middle school. And, this is a really big piece in sobriety is trying to figure out how to be a sober woman, sober girl, have fun, figure out what to do. And you guys have done that from the beginning. So are there any tips, like sober girl tips, that you can offer to women who are pivoting and perhaps their partner is drinking or perhaps drinking less, whatever that is, but just any guidance on relationships and being sober in a relationship?
I think just like be yourself and like doing fun things together. Just like
what are some fun things you guys do?
I mean, our first date, like I told Chris we're just gonna go to brunch because like back then I didn't know if this was gonna be. I'm like if I need to go home, brunch is quick. It's good. I could just go home. He stole me for the whole day. We went bike riding. We went on his boat together. Like he stole me for the whole day, and we hung out every day since. And we just like everything happened fast, and we were traveling together in our 20s and just like doing fun stuff together, like going out to eat. And
so alcohol was never missed.
Alcohol was never missed. Like we were always doing something together.
And what's his take? I know he's not here, but what's his take on alcohol and having a wife that doesn't drink?
I don't think it phases him at all. Like if anything, he probably likes it because it's like a good balance. And if he is going to have a drink one night, he has somebody who can safely get him home.
Right.
He did go to West Virginia, so he can drink, but he doesn't even drink himself like how he used to drink as a younger person because, he's a successful businessman now who's also very into jiu-jitsu and wellness. So if he does have a drink, it's just socially.
Yeah. No, that's really, again, that's like another thing we can all tune into how that would feel like. I think one of the biggest things that, we can do in order to manifest what we want is like, oh, here is a beautiful woman who's happily married, who has a business, she doesn't drink, doesn't feel like she needs to drink. And it's like, how would that feel in your body once that would land? And just like actually pause there. Like that would feel like freedom, right? It would feel like you don't have to prove or chase anything or prove to others that you can drink or what, what I mean? Because that's like the biggest piece in marketing alcohol is like, and you mentioned this, like you felt dorky at 20, 21 that you couldn't drink, but like it's actually not.
Right.
And so that's the conversation that we are trying to have like every single time.
I love
like it's
that.
actually hot and it's attractive and it's elegant to wake up feeling fresh and wake up feeling good and making solid choices and knowing that you can trust yourself. We had a workshop that we had Trina teach yesterday on journaling, and one of the questions she asked, like, what are your favorite differences from drinking alcohol and being sober? And it was just the through line was the same. When you're drinking, you feel lost, you feel depleted, you feel like you're not achieving as much as you're supposed to. You don't trust yourself. Other people don't trust you. There's like so much negativity and darkness, and it's like a dark cloud.
And it's a depressant. It's literally
a
depressant. Like where a place like this is opposite.
Right.
Like you're gonna feel your happiest self after you leave here and do all the things we have to offer.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like I remember going to a fancy lounge place or restaurant or bar, and it's like you go in, right? You're feeling so good. You're dressed up. You sit down. You have a nice meal. Have a couple glasses of wine, and I remember always leaving like, oh, like that was nice, but like I never felt fulfilled,
right?
And it sucks.
Oh, you just fulfilled because you were filled with nothing that was ever going to fill your soul. Like that's the thing. Culturally, we're always trying to stuff things that like it's never going to fill you if you don't have it from the inside out,
right.
And that's what this space and our communities offer is like really getting back to honoring your nature and filling your heart with what you want. And that story of like you and Chris, that's what everybody really wants. And it's so beautiful that you got to experience that. Like you're sober and like that happens magically. But I do believe because you are sober and we attract our people, and we have alignment when we don't have a neurotoxin in the way, like just we're not connected to our highest self. So I love that. Okay. So looking ahead, we are going to partner and have some fun events here. And we're thinking maybe January, February. Let's talk about that a little bit, what you see, what you'd like to offer, so we can get excited.
So just what we're talking about, I love that there's like an awakening happening where people are kind of getting it now. Like, right, you're seeing it more. People are more into wellness. They should have always been, but now it's like everybody's really into wellness. And it's cool. And
so
it's cool to not drink. And I love that. And I said this to you before. This is my favorite era of my life because I'm a grandma at heart. I got my kids, my little kids. I'm up early in the morning, go to bed early at night, and I can feel good because I could come here and do the yoga and sit in the sauna
connect
with my
with
friends.
people.
Yeah, and connect with people. So I told you girls I have a lot of like-minded girlfriends who do really cool things. I have one friend, Natalia, who has a mouth tape company. She also does not drink for wellness reasons. One of my best friends, Marissa, is a non-toxic influencer. She doesn't drink for wellness reasons. So we were talking the last time, we're like, let's have a girls powwow with all these cool chicks who don't drink and have a wellness event here at 11.
Let's do it.
You
So you
girls.
guys stay tuned. Make sure you are following us on Instagram at Two Sober Girls Podcast. Follow Cafe 11.
Cafe 11 and 11 Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes. And if you are in New Jersey, come and visit. They have the most amazing matcha, most amazing recovery room.
The most amazing Grace. Where is she?
A good matcha is key.
It's life-changing. It's life-changing. It really is.
Honestly, I would take this over a mocktail any day. I'm not a big mocktail person, and I love a nice warm beverage.
I love that.
This is nice and creamy and just, it hits. It
And
hits.
we have something for everybody here. We have the jiu-jitsu, we have the yoga, the recovery room, and also kids stuff too. I want to say we do. We love the kids. We have kids jiu-jitsu and kids yoga. So definitely, if you follow us, check out
And the
that
space, I mean, you guys can see if you're watching this on YouTube, but the space is beautiful. And I love that you can look out and the ocean is literally right in front of you. You can
It's
go for
beautiful.
a nice little
And the sun here in
walk.
the morning, you come in here and you see the sun through these windows. It's the most beautiful thing.
This is so much better than any glass of wine any day.
I love you, girls.
Seriously. So come check us out. Shoot us a DM, and thank you, Nicki. We love you.
Thank you, girls, for thinking I'm
Thank
cool
you.
and having me on. Me and my sexy liver. Thank you.
Cool. You are cool. And we are working on our sexy liver. Yes.
Trying to catch up to you.
Make sure you are subscribed to Two Sober Girls Podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Instagram. Leave us a review. And we'll see you next week. Love you. Mwah.
Is it bad? I didn't look at this at all. I was too nervous.
No, it's far enough.